In other news, the United States and the Philippines are to start military drills near the disputed South China Sea waters. 2,300 American and Filipino Marines will take part in the war games, codenamed Fiblex, on the western coast of Luzon Island. The exercises come against the backdrop of efforts by the two allies to expand the U.S. military presence in the Philippines. China, which claims sovereignty over all of the South China Sea, has already expressed concern over the growing U.S. military presence in the region. It has criticized the Philippines for refusing to back down in a territorial dispute and seeking to involve the U.S. To discuss that a bit further, I'm now joined by Stephen Ribe, Press TV's correspondent, who's joining us live now from Beijing. Now, Stephen, give us the Chinese viewpoint on this. We know that there are territorial issues playing into this as well.
China says that the Philippines must respect historical reality and international law. It says that nearly all of the South China Sea has been indisputably part of China's territory for hundreds of years. It's willing to have negotiations with the Philippines on this, but not if the Philippines is going to be negotiating as part of a bloc, and certainly not a bloc with the other countries, the other members of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. And is certainly not willing to negotiate with the Philippines if the U.S. is involved in the negotiations in any way.
Right, so Stephen, also tell us then about the United States factor in all of this. Obviously, it's now part of these military games. Certainly, as we've said, that must be making China quite nervous.
What we're seeing is a very slow build-up by both sides in the South China Sea. The Philippines has accused China of massive military build-up. The latest incident is what the Philippines says are permanent structures being erected on Scarborough Shoal, which is a reef that China fenced off last year at the end of a standoff between China and the Philippines. The Philippines has taken delivery of two decommissioned U.S. Coast Guard cutters, which are now the biggest ships in its navy, which is pretty puny compared to the Chinese navy. The Philippines is now looking to get America back into the Subic base, which was a huge, I think it was the largest American overseas base during the Cold War, which China isn't very happy about at all. So it's a very, very slow build-up by both sides in the region.
Okay, Stephen, thanks a lot for that.